Jane and John Doe provided a personal guarantee. There's no question regarding form. There's no dispute over authenticity. In 2017, you look at your credit notes. Ima, your sales rep, she called about releasing orders. She said everything was great. Store looks good. John was a little slow because he had some personal issues. Everything's okay now. 2019, John calls you. He's closing the business. He couldn't refinance a loan. Doesn't know what he'll do. He has no job, but he thinks he can pay you 25%. So Joe and I are going to run through this role playing pretty quick, but what we want you to do is think about what we've talked about all through these slides. What's important, the 5 takeaways we hope you would hear, as well as we'd like this to be an opportunity for you to participate by asking questions, maybe making comments. You can use the question feature of the portal to send in your comments or whatever you see as we're role playing that stands out to you. Or maybe it's just a question you think I should have asked. So I'll be the creditor. Joe, who's playing John, is our debtor. John, I really want to help you. I need to get the file together and acquire some information. So tell me, what happened with the bank? Why was your asset base considered low?
You know, banks, for crying out loud. I mean, I'm trying to refinance, and the bank all of a sudden came up with a new term. They want a blanket lien on everything. Well, you know, I have some other secured creditors, and they just refused to subordinate their security interests. So I was kind of in a rock and a hard place.
Oh, okay. So how much do you have in secured debt?
Oh, let me see. Somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000.
Any trade creditors?
Of course.
Okay. Well, about how much, roughly?
You know, it's below $1 million.
Okay. So what do you think your assets are worth, and what's it comprised of?
Denise, I just went through a divorce. I'm losing my business. You keep asking me all these questions. I mean, why don't you just, I tell you what, I'll give you a small payment. But I think my assets are somewhere around 600 grand, give or take. Includes about 100 grand of AR. But the AR is old and getting older. You know what I mean?
Okay, so first of all, Joe, I didn't know about the divorce, so I'm sorry to hear that. But we have a personal guarantee from you and Jane. And since Jane personally guaranteed the account, I'll need to speak with her.
Wait a second, Denise. Awesome. I didn't realize Jane also guaranteed, my ex-wife. Go after her. Go after her. And wait till you meet her lawyer. God, he's a piece of work.
Joe, I'm really sorry you had to go through all of this. We hoped things would turn out very well for you. We appreciate all of the business you gave us over the years. But as you recall, when we opened your account, we went through a very methodical process. You filled out an application. You gave us a personal financial statement. Now what we need to do is do the inverse. We really, truly want to consider your settlement. So what we'd like to obtain is a copy of your divorce decree, personal financial statement, business financial statement, those documents that are going to help us consider your offer. Now at this point, this conversation may become stressed. I've asked a lot of questions of John that he probably doesn't want to answer. He's gone through a horrible divorce, and who knows what Jane's going to be like. But she did guarantee the account, so I'm going to need to talk to her as well. There's 3 scenarios on the way this could turn out. Best case scenario is he was offering 25%, but he was prepared to settle for 50%. Between the documents and his honest answers, perhaps we end up settling somewhere between 75% or 100%. I've laid out your next to best case scenario as well as your worst case scenario. So now at this point, I'd like to ask Alyssa, did any of our participants notice anything about the role playing between Joe and I or have any comments?
Well, Denise, one of our members commented that you clearly went off tone and showed visible frustration.
I did, and it's difficult when you have a longtime customer who just calls you out of the blue and says, that's it, here's 25% that's all you have. Or perhaps you're speaking with a sales rep you've worked with very well over the years, but now he's asking you to release orders on an account that you just don't feel comfortable doing it, and he's pushing you a little bit. It's where you need to step back, take a deep breath, forget those biases, and move forward. Okay, so now we're going to move forward with the rest of the scenario. I've received the documents from John. I've received the credit reports, updated reports, and I talked to him. I don't know if anyone in the audience thought of any questions maybe I should have asked then, but let's assume the documents provided more information. Hi, John. Thank you for sending the documents. I noticed you are carrying a note on the balance sheet for $250,000, and it was you that filed the UCC. Have you paid yourself on that note?
Boy, I wish, but business is doing so crummy, and I've been, dealing with that doggone divorce lawyer, so I hadn't taken a dime.
I also noticed your spouse turned over part of her 401k to you, $250,000. Is that correct?
Well, I guess you read the divorce decree. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
She got the house, the car, she got everything. And so I got a little bit of money in the 401k, but that's it.
That must have been really difficult, but John, based on our research, it appears you lent the business money and you filed the UCC, so you're a secured creditor. Based on our analysis, we would be willing to settle for 90%.
90%? You gotta be kidding me. I just got divorced. My business is a disaster. 90%, I can't do that. I'll just file bankruptcy or something.
Now, at this point, here's where it's important that I bring John back to the facts. We believe the business's assets could be liquidated for maybe $500,000, and if you relinquish your secured claim of $250,000, creditors like us could be paid at least 44%. Additionally, the business's rent doubled in the past year, and our understanding is you are the sole member of JD LLC, the owner of the building. We're hoping between liquidation of the business assets, forgiveness of the delinquent rent, and perhaps selling or borrowing against your building, we can settle at 90% and put this matter to rest. Now John's sitting back. He knows I've done my homework. I did listen to him. I took between what he told me in the documents I had and he provided, I pieced together what was more likely a better settlement. And I'm hoping, I'm still willing to negotiate. That's not the final number. Hopefully he'll come up a little bit, not wanting to take it to the next level.